Hey guys, welcome to the vlog. It is Saturday. I'm not sure the date. It is February 25th and it is 11:44 a.m. So I'm about to go get lunch. Starting the vlog like really early. I wasn't tired anymore. So it's like I'm not gonna sleep anymore. So I'm going to head out across town to the Chick-fil-A that has really great service. In quotes, because I did have one bad experience. Their food isn't as good as it used to be, but still that's where I'm going because that isn't my routine, stepping on the PlayStation, you know? So I'm going to read after I eat, but I did want to start the vlog, and I probably have some Amazon packages for the start of the month because the month is starting in a few days, but we will do all that when I get home. We do have some mail to open. I just got home and just finished eating, so we're going to open my packages, and then after that I am going to work out. And as I work out, because I do the bicycle, so I read while I do that. So that's the plan. But I did get this. This I got from an Instagram store. I will leave her link down below in the pinned comment and in the description of this video if you want to check her out. So this is coming to us all the way. This is this is coming from Belfast. This is something completely different, but still, I have several packages coming from the UK. I'll still leave the link. This is from Boogie Child, which I have ordered from before, and I like their stuff, so definitely recommend it. Ooh, get into it. I have posters and everything from them. So here we go. We have, I buy like one bathing suit each swim season, you know, so this is my one that I'm buying this year. It's 60s inspired. I'm not going to be at a pool this year, at least like at my house anyway, because yeah, Delilah would not allow that. I don't want the silica stuff to get out. So, oh, this looks very scary. Like, why is it so big across? Like, I don't like that because I don't like tie bathing suits as it is. Like, yeah, look, if I did it like that, it's all the way to my ribs. So very scary, and I'm dropping everything. So that's the top, but all in the dog bed, I guess. And this is their little card, super cute. See, this is all looking really big, which I wasn't expecting. Like, I hope I got there. Yeah, I got a size small. And I know for bottoms I usually have to go bigger than my top size, but these are the bottoms. Like, that looks big to me, but I don't know. So I'm kind of concerned. And then the dress, I love this dress. I think it's super cute. This dress. So that's the clothes I got. We might have more clothes in here, I don't know. I'm literally just throwing all the trash down there. Ooh, is this my headphones? So this is coming from Chester, Virginia. We have been there in the vlog. I still have to get gas there before Amazon. Yeah, it's my headphones. I can finally have my headphones, and I'm starting an audiobook today, so it's super nice that I can have headphones. Then we had this one. This feels like a book. This is coming from Delaware, Middletown, Delaware. Don't know if I've been there or not. Oh, this is, I heard about these, so who knows if it will actually work. This is an agoraphobia workbook for mental health and all of that. Throw those down there. And then we have one big package coming from Garner, North Carolina, which is, we literally drove right by this facility the other day. It's in Raleigh. Okay, yeah, we have several things in this one. Oh, they did a good job packaging all this. So these are Mr. Clean erasers. Really need to clean my bathtub. So I got those. Then this is the second book in the Beartown series, and ooh, it is quite thick. And I have really been, I started the TV show, then I couldn't watch the rest of the episodes in the United States, so I was like, might as well continue the book. So this is the second book in Beartown. And then I got a vest because I do not own a vest. Yeah, I literally do not. And I'm gonna need scissors to open this, but as y'all can see, it's just a vest that is that color. But that is all the stuff that I got. I'm going to work out in 10 minutes here at 1 o'clock. But let's talk about what I am reading. So for my short story, essay collection, poetry, whatever I read when I work out, I'm currently reading My Monticello by Jocelyn Nicole Johnson. So this is a short story collection. This is a young woman descended from Thomas Jefferson and Sally Hemings, driven from her neighborhood by a white militia, a university professor studying racism by conducting a secret social experiment on his own son, a single mother desperate to buy her first home even as the world hurtles towards catastrophe, each fighting to survive in America. So I have read, I think, 2 stories in here so far. I'm on page 27, which is, I don't remember what percent that is through the novel. But the writing is good, but other than that, it's just like, yeah, it's happening. Yeah. So I guess it would be like a 3-star, 2.5 right now. Not sure. We've only read one of the stories so far that was mentioned in this little description, because I think the others do sound super interesting. And something just fell. Oh, I see. And now the dog's barking. Everything is happening, but I am going to read. The short story I'm reading today is Something Sweet on Our Tongues. Oh, in the first one it mentioned the Sandhills of South Carolina, which is where I live, which was really cool. And then in the second one, the writer is, I don't know if she's from, but lives in Charlottesville. Yeah, lives and writes in Charlottesville, Virginia. So like Virginia is practically my second home. But there's parts in Nova, Northern Virginia, and then it was like taking the metro to DuPont Circle, which if you don't know, that's where I stay in DC. And then like it was all these DC references, and I'm like, that's my place. But we are going to read some of this. I don't know how long this one story is. 27 to 40, so I don't know how long that is, but that's what I'm about to do. I do want to say one thing about my Monticello. I just finished reading. I read 13 pages. Is that this is very American. I feel like it really showcases the American experience. I don't know, maybe this is just in the like South Mid-Atlantic region, because obviously that's like, I've only lived in the South, so I can't tell you what other places are like, but I feel like this is very authentic. But that is all I'm reading of this for the weekend, because I don't read this on Sundays, because Sundays I usually get up earlier than usual and I have just a busy morning time, and that's when I read this. That is my Monticello for the weekend, and I am currently at, what was it, like 17% of the way through. It is time to start the next book on my TBR, and that is One Italian Summer by Rebecca Searles. So I am going to be doing the audiobook because I am a day behind. I was supposed to start this yesterday. So the audiobook is like narrated by somebody from Gilmore Girls. I've never seen that show, but the name was Lauren Grimm. So if you like are a fan of that show, a fan of that actress, you might want to check out this audiobook. I know a lot of people like in high school really liked that show, so you know. This is my romance pick for the month. I'm not sure like how much of a romance it is. At least I think this is my romance pick. Yeah, I think. Because I've seen some people say this is like magical realism or literary fiction. There is a lot of things. I'm just gonna have to see what I have it listed as on Goodreads. So this is One Italian Summer's Rebecca Searles' next great love story, a transcendent novel about how we move on after loss and how the people we love never truly leave us. So this is when Katie's mother dies. She is left reeling. Carol wasn't just Katie's mother, but her best friend and first phone call. Even Katie's husband can't seem to get through to her. She's lost without her anchor. Her mother was her true north. So like she had a plan to go to the Amalfi Coast with her mom, and then the mom died, so she goes on this trip on her own and to kind of like find herself after her mom's death, I guess. And if it is a romance, there must be some kind of romance, but I've heard really weird things about the romance, like weird vibes, so we'll just have to see. It is quite short, but I love Italy, so cannot wait to get into this. I'm gonna do that now. Let's talk about my thoughts on One Italian Summer. So I have several tabs here. The first being a plot one. So yeah, the romance, it hasn't turned into that yet, but I'm thinking it will is weird. Like saying her mom's the love of her life and like saying like the dad couldn't possibly be the mom's love of her life and her husband isn't the love of her life. Like, it's weird. And then I don't like the main character. Now that she's actually in Italy, it is getting better, but she's basically just complaining about how much her life sucks, and I'm like, I don't care. I don't know you well enough to care. So there was that. Then we have another tab. She's complaining so much about her husband because that's part of the reason of going to Italy, is just to be like, do I really want to divorce this guy? Like, if you have that thought, then yeah, you need to rip off the band-aid and do it. So I'm like, why did she even marry this guy? Because she's just complaining about everything that's wrong with him in like every single chapter, and he's not even there with her. And I'm like, okay. And then my final tab is, so this thing is she like meets her mom, her mom is a 30-year-old in Italy. Sorry, I'm pausing some. She meets her mom when her mom was young. With magical realism, sometimes you don't get the answer, but I'm like, I want to know why it's like this. Like, why is that happening? That is something where I love magical realism, but at the same time, I'm like, why? I need logic. So those are all my thoughts. I got to like 33%, so like a third of the book, and that was 81 pages, so it's fine. Is it a 2 or 3? I don't know yet. Like, I really don't know what I would rate this. I don't like the character. I love the setting. The writing, I don't really care what, like, the writing is fine. The plot, I'm like, the plot is... It's cool in essence of meeting her mom, but like, why does it have to turn romantic? From what I've heard, it turns romantic. I just think that's weird. So we'll just have to see, because we are only that far into the book. We'll just have to see what happens. So at 9, I will be starting. So in exactly an hour, I'm not going to be starting. We'll be getting into the final revival of Opal and Nev. The end of that game, the hockey game, because I'm wearing my hat, which, let me take off, took years off my life. It was so stressful. That's typically how the third period goes for me. I'm stressed out of my mind. And I'm shaking because I just had ice cream, and I'm freezing because it is cold here since I am wearing long sleeves today. Like, it was 80 yesterday, and then today is cold, wet, not good weather. Yeah, sorry. I'm not going to watch any hockey next week because they're all on the West Coast. We even have a nationally televised game, but I don't watch West Coast games. I'm not staying up till 10, and then that's when the game starts, is 10, and then goes till like midnight. Not worth it in my opinion. So, I mean, it might be, but I'm not gonna watch. But we are going to get into the final revival of Opal and Nev. So I haven't told y'all in this vlog what this is about. So this is a band who I think they were like a punk duo. They are looking back at their career as they are having this biography written, as they are planning to go on a reunion tour. So it's just looking back at their past and all that. So I'm not loving it. I'm not gripped by it. It's just, I don't know why I'm bored with it. Like, I really don't know why, because it has all the elements that I would love, but it's not gripping me like Daisy Jones and the Six gripped me. It just takes forever for me to get through. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with it. I really don't know what's wrong with it. So I'm going to read till 10 because it is 9:40 right now. So I'm going to read for like 20 minutes when I would usually read for 30 minutes. And then I'm going to get my bath at 10, which should be super nice because a hot bath when you're freezing only is a good idea. Let's talk about how I plan on ending the night. So I did read 16 pages in Opal and Nev. And then for my ebook, I'm reading Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. This is a romance, because February, I like to read romance. So this is, I'm just going to tell you all the tropes basically. So small town, grumpy sunshine, so kind of enemies to lover, fake dating. Those are the main tropes. I would say I'm probably leaving some out because this book is really long, and that's one of the issues. I don't like the dialogue in it, and it's just fine. It's like a 3-star, like, yeah, it's just an average read. So that's my plan for the rest of the night. I finished right on time at 10 o'clock. That is so satisfying. So I'm going to take a bath and then play Sims for probably till like 11:30, not sure, and then get into this. So it's currently Sunday. I don't know the date or time. It is Sunday, February 26th at 5:55 p.m. We are about to start getting... What am I saying? We're about to start reading for the day with the final revival of Opal and Nev. This is the only book I'm reading today because it is Sunday and I don't do my ebook on Sundays or anything. Sunday is my Netflix day. Again, I am watching The Empress. I will have a new show to watch. I think it'll be in the next vlog, Daisy Jones and the Six, which is one of my all-time favorite books. I'm very nervous for the show because I feel like it could be bad because the people look nothing like I imagine the people in the books, but that can, I don't know. And I feel like these aren't like top class actors because they're actors I know. Like, I feel like on some shows like House of the Dragon was relatively unknown. Like, I know Matt Smith and Olivia Cooke, but the majority of the cast I didn't know and was like blown away by. So it's like, I feel like when it's unknown actors, it's usually better because you don't have a preconceived notion in your head or anything. So I'm just nervous. So I feel like it could be really bad or it could be really good. And another thing with Daisy Jones and the Six, I feel like when I look at that trailer, I'm like, this doesn't look 60s, 70s to me, but it does at the same time. But it looks like, I don't know. I feel like hopefully I'll just feel better once I watch it. But we're gonna get into the final revival of Opal and Nev, starting on page 112, which is chapter 9. And I'm going to be reading this from 6 to 7:30 and then from 9 to 9:30. I am done reading for the day. So I got to basically the halfway point. I got to 49% in Opal and Nev. And basically, I love this book in concept. Like, I love the concept of the book. I like the characters, I like the setting, and just the idea of the plot, like the idea of what this book is about, I think is really intriguing. But it's the execution of it where it's just, I guess it's the writing isn't gripping me. I would say that's the issue, because everything else I think is amazing. And then when I get to actually reading it, I'm like, this is a drag. But we're getting to like the main, it's a riot that happens that really makes this band famous, and it kind of reminds me of, or I really think it took inspiration from the Alamont, is that how you say it? I'm not remembering, but the Rolling Stones show in I think 1969, where they had the Hells Angels as security, somebody got killed and all that. Like that, this is a really brief, I'm not going into the whole thing, but that I feel like is a really big inspiration to this. I'm not 100%, but those are the vibes I'm getting. But yeah, I love all the pop culture references in here and just like the references to things in this time period, because I'm like, oh my gosh, somebody actually knows about this stuff. Like somebody young knows about this stuff. I like hearing that. Was this already from Jacksonville? Yes, Jacksonville. Cool. Oh, that is more because the band that's like the southern rock early band that causes a lot of issues is from a town that was like 85 miles from Jacksonville. So I didn't really remember that the author was from Jacksonville. So cool. I really want to go to Jacksonville, random, but I read 70 pages today. So in total this week I read 922 pages, but I am going to go take a shower, then edit the footage that I have of this vlog so far, and then watch The Empress. Hello, sir. Hello. Hey guys, happy Monday. So it is already almost 6 o'clock. I did read earlier for an hour in One Italian Summer. So there's the book, and I'm going to read for the next hour and a half, but I did want to just let y'all know I have read today. We start on page 81, and it is getting better, I will admit. So it is getting more into that 3-star category rather than like a 2.5 or 2.75. So it is getting better, and I do think, actually, let me read y'all the notes that I have put in so far today. Oh, I do need, that reminds me, because there's a book of the month bookmark. I need to see if they posted the new book of the month. And I'm sorry if like my eyes are watery and everything. It has been basically raining pollen here. Like the sky was literally yellow and my eyes have been watery and itchy, and yeah, I've been sneezing. It's not fun. The pollen count is extremely high. But okay, so for my thoughts on the book, it was like, the book is like, this could be pure in a way, and all of us just have messed up minds. Like, because I feel like it could be poetic in a way, but at the same time, it's like, we all just have dirty minds. But obviously, I will have more concise thoughts on that later on. And then this quote, so I'm gonna read just the 2 paragraphs here. It says, "You know what I mean, I put my elbows on the table. So okay, that ship," they're talking about how the city was founded. "So okay, that ship, what must it have felt like to step onto the shore, on this shore for the first time? I can't imagine that people built this place. It feels like it's always been, I don't know, undiscoverable, like it's always just existed exactly as it is today." And he said, "Sometimes, I guess," he says, I feel that about Italy in general. All this living history, different eras and experiences, joy and suffering stacked up on top of each other like sheets of paper." I love that, because I do think that a lot about how everything in history, we can go back to like the Ice Age times. Like there's this like it was somebody who lived during the Ice Age. They think it was a prince because he was found with all these different all this different jewelry on his skeleton and all of that. So that was in Italy. And so think thousands of years later after him, you had the Roman Empire in Italy. Hundreds of years after that, you have the Renaissance happening in Italy. And then you can go hundreds of years after that, you have world wars, and just so much happens in that one peninsula. I mean, anywhere in the world, so much has happened. Like where I'm sitting right now, we can think of just American history. We can think of the Native American cultures that were here, and then the European influence that came and all of that. It's just insane to think about how everything is connected in a sense. And then that's what I love about history, by the way. And then this quote, I liked it. It said, "We're surrounded by gardens, flowers, the sweet smell of the arriving summer." I just like that. I thought it was nice. So I am going to get back into this again. I'm going to read until 7:30 and then talk to y'all then. I read a little bit more than I was supposed to today. It's always good to get ahead of schedule. So I am ahead of schedule with my TBR now, so I am happy about that. This is the last book of my TBR for February, because I've decided for my 5-star predictions, since I have not got to any of them this year, that if I finish my TBR each month, then I can have a free amount of time to read my 5-star prediction, just really get into it, give myself as much time as I need to read it without having a set, like I have to finish this in 3 days like I do in my TBR books. So that is what I'm doing with my 5-star prediction, which I probably will be starting tomorrow, which is Betty by, I don't remember the author, Tiffany McDaniel, something like that. But with One Italian Summer, I read 91 pages, getting to 70%. So I am on track to finish that tomorrow with, is that 30% more of the book left, which is not a lot. So that's definitely doable for me to finish. But I am going to go eat dinner now. I felt like I had more. Oh, I did get some book mail today, and I do remember what I had to tell you. I'm going to take a picture for my Bookstagram for my book haul of the month, but I got the Royal Succession by Maurice Druin in the mail today from Book Depository. Oh, this is a UK edition. I didn't know that, but it looks literally exactly the same as the American edition. But this is the third or fourth. This is the fourth book, I think, in the, what is the Accursed Kings series. So I got that in the mail today. And then I got a really big package from Cider, which is a clothing store. For those of you who don't know, I have such fun ideas for the ASMR video that I'm going to film this week. I might just go ahead and film it tomorrow because I'm so excited about it. So I cannot wait to get to that. It's going to be about spring fashion and all that. That video will air the same time this video airs. So like, it's going to be about my spring. It's going to be a spring clothing haul. And then so March, all the ASMR videos are going to be fashion oriented, which should be kind of fun because those are my favorite kind of ASMR videos, at least at the moment, on ASMR Beauty. I'll leave a link to her channel down below. I love her fashion ASMR videos, so definitely taking some inspiration there. But I am going to, as I said, take a picture for Bookstagram and then go have some dinner. So I'm in bad shape. So I meant to put all these on my note card to put in my TBR jar. Totally forgot I had to do this. I went and had dinner, then just got chit-chatting, all of that, and forgot to do this. So I'm gonna have to stay up a little bit later tonight because I do have to edit tomorrow's video, or maybe I will do this tonight and then edit the video tomorrow. Maybe, don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I'm gonna get into the final revival of Opal and Avenel. No idea what page I'm starting on or anything like that, but I'm going to be doing that. Done reading Opal enough for the day. I read 15 pages, getting me to page 197, and I will begin into things we never got over. I will be starting here on chapter 42, page 442. And then I am, before I get my bath, I'm going to work on those books, my haul some more, and then get my bath at 9:30, and then, you know, probably work on the books some more, and maybe try to edit my video tonight. I don't know. It just depends how much time I have and all that. But I will see y'all. Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Sorry, I'm backing up this chair because I was way too close to the camera, but it is 5:05 p.m. So I have finished a book today. I finished One Italian Summer by Rebecca Searle. And I did not hate it. It was a 3-star. It was a good book. I think how I talked about earlier, how I think this book kind of has the issues of people today having dirty minds, and kind of, I think a lot of people twisted this book. It looks like I have something right on my forehead. But I think from what I heard about it, I thought that it was going to be something completely different. And I think, yeah, people just made something innocent dirty. And I don't think it was like dirty how people were thinking. Like, I don't think it should have been listed as a romance. So I think it should have been literary fiction or just magical realism. So the characters, I wasn't a huge fan of Katie, but she started to annoy me less as it went on. The atmosphere I absolutely loved. And I found out the hotel in the book is an actual hotel in real life, so you can actually go there. Like, the author went there. I was inspired to write a book and sat down and talked with the owners of the hotel and all that to get a full history of the family who runs it and all of that. So it's definitely somewhere I've wanted to go there anyway, to the Amalfi Coast, and to go back to Italy, because I've only been to Lombardy, so I've never been to southern Italy. So it's somewhere that I wanted to go anyway, and this book only enhanced that. The writing was fine, nothing too out of the ordinary. The plot, I do think the plot is poetic, and it's kind of time travel, which I wasn't expecting, but again, it's listed magical realism. I don't know that's exactly what I would consider it. Like, it doesn't have that magical realism vibe, but people on Goodreads, it is listed as that. But yeah, I think the plot was a good plot. It was interesting. But yeah, I guess my only complaint was I just didn't really like the character that much. But it was still a good book, and I would still say, hey, pick it up if you're interested. But I did get some book mail today. This is a new release that I had pre-ordered, and that is Marvelous by Molly Greeley. So this is a historical fiction, and this is, if you didn't know, because I didn't know, Beauty and the Beast is based on a true story, and that is what this book is about. So this is a mesmerizing novel set in the French royal court of the Renaissance Queen Catherine de' Medici that recreates the touching and surprising true story behind the Beauty and the Beast legend from the acclaimed author of The Clergyman's Wife and the Heiress, which those sound like historical novels, so I definitely need to look them up, but this is in the 1500s, France. And then I will be starting a new book at 6, so in an hour here, and this is one of my 5-star predictions, and it is quite the big one, so I am intimidated going into it because I'm giving myself as much time as possible to read this book, and that is Betty by Tiffany McDaniel. So this is set in the 1950s, but I do think it goes like generational, so it's a stunning novel set in the rolling foothills of the Appalachians about a young girl and her family, and the family truths that will haunt her for the rest of her life. So this bookmark I made when I was a kid. I don't know what year, it doesn't have a year on it, but just thought I would show you a bookmark that I made. But I do need to find out what romance book I'm going to read next, since I did finish that one today. So I ended up finishing 12 books this month, so not as many as last month. Were the books longer this month? Maybe, I'm not sure, but so 12 books, I mean, that's still incredible. That's more than any month last year, so I just give myself a pat on the back there. And I do need to get my TBR for March together. I do have my mood reading picked out, which I had my dad go through these stacks. I was like, get me 4 books out of the stack that are less than 400 pages, and that'll be my mood reading. So I let my dad choose those, and I will show those tomorrow in March. And we go book shopping tomorrow at Barnes & Noble and Target once again because the first is falling on a Wednesday like it did in February. But I am going to go do everything that I said I was going to do and then come back when we're done reading Betty, which I will be reading physically. Actually, I'm going to see, yeah, we're going to read it physically since I just finished an audiobook, so let's just go to a physical one next. I ended up reading 65 pages. I don't have these in for any reason, but I read 65 pages, so obviously means I am loving it. So I even highlighted part of the dedication that says she was born to a woman as telling as a dream. I thought that was nice. And then my next tab, so this orange one, there's deckled edges, so it's kind of hard to flip through. But yeah, so we start in the 1930s, I think. And it's just like how simple it was, like not saying that in like a glorifying way, but simple as in people were just trying to survive. They were just trying to get dinner on the table. Like life was just so different back then. And then my next quote I highlighted is, some people are beautiful and soft as peonies, others as hard as mountains. You come across those who are so forgettable they'll leave a rash on your memory as poison ivy does your skin. And then another quote is, but really keep an eye on the ones who live on decay, like the fungus that grows on hurt or weak trees. I know so many people like that, and I don't like be around people like that at all. Like I try to avoid this kind of people at all costs, because if you're around negativity, you will be negative, and so I always just cut that out as soon as I notice somebody's like that. But Goodreads is down, so I can't put into Goodreads where I'm at, but on Storygraph it says I read 14%, so I am happy. I am loving this. So I think I've done good so far at choosing this as a 5-star prediction. Happy Wednesday. It's March 1st at 3:25 p.m. So I just got done with my first reading sprints for Betty. Sorry for the messy room. I thought I would film in a different spot today, and I didn't make my bed this Wednesday, but I decided I usually only make my bed on Monday. So I think in the spring I'm going to make it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But I did read some of Betty. I'm still loving it. But no, like I didn't do any new tabs or anything like that yet. But I did get some book mail today, and one I got like $5 off on, because always pre-order if you are anticipating a book, because you usually get money back. I mean, I got $5 back. To me, that's quite a bit of money. You can, I mean, through Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever. Those are the places where I pre-order, and I've always gotten money back. Sometimes you'll get like free pins. There's always something that you can get. So totally recommend pre-ordering books. The first book that I got today was Atomic Family by Sierra Horton McElroy. This takes place in my state, and something that there's the Savannah River site. I've never been there. I've never been to really that part of the state, but I don't know if they made atomic bombs there, because obviously it's like really secretive, but it was something with atomic stuff. I think there's probably stuff like Stranger Things that goes on there, like Demogorgons, all that kind of thing. I think there's like government secrets there. I don't know if that's like a popular theory or anything. It's just what I think, because I recommend Prince of the Tides, I think is the name, by Pat Conroy. It is inspired by this same event. So this is in Meet the Atomic Family in small town South Carolina, 1961. Dean Porter is at work at the local nuclear bomb plant. That's what it is. Reading a report of impending disaster, his wife Nellie is wondering what to wear to a nuclear protest, and 10-year-old Wilson is hiding in the backyard fallout shelter, waiting for the Russians, who he's sure will invade his town at any minute. In 24 hours, nothing will be the same. There's that one. And then this one, that's historical fiction. I think this one has more like magical realism vibes, and that is Black Candle Women. And it is in the Read with Jenna book club, which one of my all-time favorite books was in the Read with Jenna book club. So I think highly of that. And this is by Diane Marie Brown. This is Generations of Montrose. That's the only seat, because there's a community, I would say, but it's really, there was a church, maybe a plantation with the name Montrose, but I know some people say like Montrose, so I don't know which one here is. But women Augusta, Victoria, Willow have lived together in their quaint two-story bungalow in California for years. They keep to themselves, never venture far from home, and their collection of tinctures, I can never say that word, and spells is an unspoken bond between them. So their surprise guest forces each woman to reckon with her own past choices and mistakes as her new truths about the curse emerge. The family set on a collision course dating back to a voodoo shop in 1950s New Orleans French Quarter, where a hidden story in a mysterious book may just hold the answers they seek in life and love. And then, this is the one I got like $5 back on it. It's a big one. So, The Priory of the Orange Tree, right there behind you, is probably my all-time favorite standalone fantasy. And it still is considered a standalone, but this is a prequel to it, so I don't really know if you should read Priory of the Orange Tree first or anything. I haven't done really any research. I just saw that Samantha Shannon was releasing a new book and set in this universe, and I was like, I gotta buy it. So this is a prequel. So this is Tuneva Malem. It's the sister of the Priory. For 50 years, she's trained to slay Grims, but none have appeared since the Nameless One, and the younger generation is starting to question the Priory's purpose. So intricate and epic, A Day of the Fallen Night sweeps readers back to the world of the Priory of the Orange Tree, showing us a course of events that shaped it for generations to come. So cannot wait to get to that. But let's talk about my TBR now for March. We first have my historical fiction pick, and that is Owen, book 1 of the Tudor trilogy by Tony Riches. This is about Owen Tudor, and to let y'all know, I'm not going to go into the descriptions of these books because in vlogs I will be telling you the description of each one of these books. Then my science fiction pick, which was gifted to me by Ben Birdperson, Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer. So this is a science fiction. Then we have my classic, and I will be doing the audiobook for this because it is over 500 pages, and that is War and Peace, the unabridged original classic by Leo Tolstoy. So for classics, audiobooks are free. If you guys have any recommendations for War and Peace audiobooks, let me know. I do use Audible, and then I'm open to using YouTube as well. So let me know if you have a suggested audiobook version for this. Then my contemporary fiction, literary fiction pick is My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Otessa Moshfegh. So there's that one. Then my nonfiction pick, again, I will be doing this on audio because I always do nonfiction as audio, and that is Astoria by Peter Stark, Astor and Jefferson's Lost Pacific Empire, a tale of ambition and survival on the early American frontier. We have a graphic novel, and that is Check Please, and this is book 2, Sticks and Scones by Ngozi Uzuku. Then we have a thriller, which is Breathless by Amy McCullough. We have a fantasy, The Stardust Thief by Chelsea Abdullah. And then we do have my 5-star prediction, which does have some grass and pollen on it, but that is Love Pamela by Pamela Anderson. So I am about to head out to Barnes & Noble and then Target, and I don't know how many books I plan to buy there, because so I've bought 6 books this month, so I can buy 6 more, but still it's like, I don't know, I might go crazy, you never know. So it's only the first of the month, so I don't know how to limit myself. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but we'll just have to find out in the next clip. I am home from the store, and it is game day, but I'm not watching the game because it's on the West Coast. So we'll start with Target, since that's like, I got the same amount of items at both stores. No, I didn't. I got a tote to put my bathing suits in because I currently have them in a basket and I just want them in a different kind of storage. So I got this little bird from the dollar spot at Target. I saw them last week and regretted not getting some, so this was $3. It's just a little porcelain bird, and it's just so cute, and I had to have them. Yeah, I didn't know they were salt and pepper shakers maybe, but they're just little figurines. Then I got 3-pound weights. The app said they didn't have any, but they did, so I'm super happy about that. So I do, when I do my squats and all of that, I do use weights. So I got some 3-pound ones because I just go up every month. Then I got, y'all know I love Target's Throw blankets, so I got myself a spring one. This just has bunnies and carrots on it, and it is by Spritz, which we know, I love these. They're polyester blankets. Amazing. So now my Barnes & Noble purchases, I got 3 books, so I am only allowed to buy 3 more books this month, but one I did get 50% off on. So The first book I'm showing y'all is one I've never heard of. I don't even know if it's translated because it might be. I'm not. Yeah, it is translated. So this is a Polish book, and that is The Widow Queen by Elizabeta. Is that like a different version of my name? Sure, since so, and then translated by Mary Zagzewska Pym. Totally butchering that. I don't know any Polish. So this is Fortune Favors the Bold. It's the earliest days of the Polish kingdom, and Swetoslawa, daughter of the Great Duke Misko, has spent her childhood learning the game of politics alongside her brother Boleslaw the Brave. Her family sees her as a pawn in the chess game of power, but she wants to be more a queen in her own right. Sounds really good, and it's really floppy, and I do want to know more about Eastern European history. I have several friends who are of Polish descent, so, you know, shout out to them. Yeah, like best friends who are Polish. Then this one is one that I did get off my Goodreads list, and that is The Call of the Wrens by Jenny L. Walsh. I need to tell one of my German friends about this book because I do think he will be intrigued. So, The Call of the Wrens introduces the little-known story of the daring women who rode through war-torn Europe carrying secrets on their shoulders. So, an orphan who spent her youth without a true home, Marion Hoxton, found in the Great War something other than destruction. She discovered a chance to belong as a member of the Women's Royal Naval Service, the Wrens. Marion gained sisters. She found purpose in her work as a motorcycle dispatch rider assigned to train and deliver carrier pigeons to the front line. And despite the constant threat of danger, she and her childhood friend Eddie began to dream of a future together until the battle that changed everything. Oh, this is during World War II? I thought it was World War I. Maybe not. Yeah, 1940. But I'm still wanting to know more about British women in this time because that's something I'm looking to write that I still haven't started writing yet. I need to research and all more, but I want to read more about women because I feel like most books are like about spies or about resistance, which is awesome, but I do want to know more about civilian life during those times, and especially civilian life in Europe. And as I said, England is where I'm very fascinated by at the moment, so there's that. This book I saw on Grace's channel the other day, but it was an old video, and that is The Great Circle by Maggie Shipstead. So this was a Booker Prize finalist, and I think it was for the Women's Prize, and I did get it 50% off, which is really nice. So this is after being rescued from a sinking ocean liner in 1914, Marion and Jamie Graves are raised by their dissolute uncle in Montana. Thereafter, encountering a pair of barnstorming pilots passing through in beat-up biplanes, Marion commences a lifelong love affair with flight. At 14, she drops out of school and finds an unexpected patron in a wealthy bootlegger, an arrangement that will haunt her for the rest of her life, even as it allows her to fulfill her destiny, circumnavigating the globe by flying over the North and South Poles. And then it goes a century later to our modern times. I think it was like 2016 or something, where they're making a movie about Marion's life, and it just goes to talk about how movies and all will never get the 100% true story. Historical fiction novels, they're never getting 100% that true story, and just how women and people go remembered in history. And I find that a really fascinating topic. And again, I just want to read books that were nominated for the Booker Prize because I feel like they're usually pretty good books. So that is everything I bought today, but I will catch up with y'all when I finish reading Betty for the Day later. Let's update y'all from over there. So I read 83 pages in Betty. This book is so good. Like, it hasn't hit the 5-star level yet. I'm at 30%. Like, it is still in the 4-star category, but I am loving it. It is very good. So let's go to my tabs today. Where is the first one? So yes, I am feeling concerned. I forget what you call it when there's like a feeling that something bad is going to happen. Like, something bad's going to happen to all these characters. All of them. I already have a hunch on, what is her name? Freya. But I don't want to say what it is because 1, spoilers, and 2, that would be like if it's not that, that'd be like really bad of me to like accuse somebody of that. And the bad's gonna happen to all of them. I love the dad, and I'm like, he's gonna die. I don't know that for a fact, so that's not a spoiler. That's just, I have that feeling. But this quote I loved because y'all know I love holidays, and they just make me so nostalgic, and we know I love nostalgia. So this quote is, jack-o'-lanterns out on porches, quick to greet me with a smile and triangle eyes. Grocery store candy rustling in bags while crisp leaves blow past the rake of the old man too weary to pound them. A single purple scarf carried by the wind down a dirt lane, and a crow of no name flying overhead. This is October to me, a conquering circle of autumnal, I can never say that word, shadows, ghosts, and mothers. Like, that is beautiful writing, fantastic writing here. And then this quote is just, this was good writing. It's not like a favorite, but it's, there are no small wars between girls. Everything is as epic as two wild birds sparring over the last worm. Like, that is so true. I never had it, like, I'm thinking of when they're this age. They're, I think she's like 7 or 8 years old. And was there ever anybody at your school when you were like that age where there was just a big feud? Like, there, I can see it now, or like remember it, these two girls in my class that had such a big feud. Yeah, I don't know why, that it's like war for people. Luckily, I never had anything like that in elementary school, but I am loving this book, and I wanted to let y'all know that. We will get into Opal and Nev at 9. It's like around 7:30, so I am going to go eat some leftovers from my dinner yesterday, which is from Texas Roadhouse. I got free applesauce. They gave me 2 applesauces, and I only paid for 1. So shout out to them. So I'm going to have applesauce and ribs and all that fun stuff, and then have dessert after, which will be ice cream. But that is my reading update. It's Opal and Nev time. I swear that I will finish this book this week. It might not be in this vlog, it might be in the next one, but you know, it's all still the same week. I'm cold. This isn't my new blanket. Fred's currently using the new blanket as a pillow, but that is besides the point. So I think we are over the halfway point now. I literally don't remember. Did I even like update y'all last night? I think I like didn't come back, but let's see what percent I'm on, because I honestly have no idea. Can you see Fred on the camera? I hope, because he's cute. I am at 63%, so hopefully I finish this. Honestly, at this point, I am just skimming, and y'all are probably like, why don't you just do enough? I like to complete things. I like, if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it, especially if it's like short. Like, if this was over 500 pages, then yeah, I definitely would do enough, but it's not. Just this little bird. I love it so much. I'm gonna buy my grandma one next week. She doesn't watch my vlogs, so she only watches the sit-down videos, but I'm going to be buying her one of these because I think she'd really like it. It's so cute. I love it. I love it so much. So definitely, if you have a Target, look in the dollar spot. Super cheap. Highly recommend. I'm gonna get to reading. I read 20 pages in here, and as y'all know, I don't read my ebook on Wednesdays, so I am going to be finishing up The Empress on Netflix tonight. I've really enjoyed that show. As y'all know, I have been learning German, and so getting to hear the German language spoken and being like, oh, I know that word, I know that word. So that's been really cool. And then learned about this part in history, and I've always been so fascinated by the Habsburgs. Not particularly this era. I've been more interested in their like very incest era, because genetics, we know I like genetics, I like history, mix that together. But I didn't know a ton about this era. I had met somebody from Austria before, and she told me how everybody names their pets after Franz Joseph. I don't know why that's a thing, but apparently that's the thing in Austria. Like, this girl had like a farm and had multiple animals with the name Franz Joseph. And so to finally know about Franz Joseph, but yeah, about Elizabeth of Bavaria, I've really liked her. She kind of reminds me of Princess Diana. Just seeing a woman who is not afraid to break barriers and to be herself, and I just think that's really awesome to see, and just to learn about a part of history that I didn't know a ton about. And this show has been phenomenally done. The acting, cinematography, score. I'm definitely gonna have to see if they have the score on Spotify, because y'all know I love TV show soundtracks.
But that is all for Wednesday. I will see y'all in the next clip.
Guys, and happy Thursday. I keep thinking today is Friday for some reason, and yesterday I kept thinking yesterday was Thursday. I just got in. I did come in a little bit early because Delilah finished her shoes, and I'm in a dress and did not want to get really beat up because since my legs are like open, you know, like they're not covered. And I didn't want to get scratched up. So I came in, I come in and then I go out the front door to feed the cats, and there was literally, so if you don't want to hear about animal cruelty, like skip to the next chapter. There was a lizard, only the top half of a lizard, the front 2 legs and the head, and blood all over my front porch, and the bottom half of the lizard is nowhere in sight, so I don't know if he ate it or what, but yeah, that happened. The circle of life. But I am reading Betty today, and I did get more book mail. I got my book of the month package, so we'll open that later because I don't have it in here with me, but I am currently on page 160 of Betty, so I've read about 15 pages so far today, and I plan on reading for the next like 35 minutes. I do have some hot chocolate here. It is like 79 degrees outside, but it is windy because we do have a cold front coming, so I am kind of cold, and I drink hot chocolate every Thursday. I usually drink it for breakfast, but I totally forgot to today. I filmed an ASMR video, which is one that I'm super excited for. I told you about the clothing haul and all of that. And then I did deep clean the kitchen table and the coffee table, and then I mopped the floors of the whole house. So I am proud of myself. Spring cleaning, you know. I do that like the first or last Thursday of every month anyway for mopping. I clean the tables every Thursday, and then I do just the Swiffer duster every Thursday, but on the like first, I guess we're gonna be doing the first Thursday, I do mop. But I'm gonna get back to reading now, but I did want to update y'all. All right, we are back in here because I do need to open these packages for y'all. Update on that lizard situation. So I got rid of the body, but like when we would move the body, the legs would like still move, even if it was like severed in half and all of that. But okay, just done for that talk. So I got 2 packages today. One came all the way from Leipzig. So this is, I didn't know it would be coming from Deutschland, but because I ordered it on Amazon, but it's not a shocker because I think this author's books are pretty much only available in Europe. I don't know that for a fact. I've only been able to get them online, but Irene Sola is who I'm talking about. We know I loved her book, When I Sing Mountains Dance, that I read last month. So I wanted to get her other book, and this is more of a poetry collection, which is good because I am currently out of poetry collections. So all the way from Germany here, we have this. So I don't know what that means right there, but this is Beast by Irene Sola, and I don't know who it's translated by. Okay, translated from the Catalan by Oscar Holloway, not Halloween, and Irene Sola herself. So, but we do have it in, I don't know if that, it looks French, but I'm assuming it's Catalan on one side and then English on the other. So again, this looks like a poetry collection. I'm not 100% if it is a poetry collection, but just by the looks of it. It's only like 30 some pages long, and it was published in English. It was published in 2017, but I wanted to get that because I really like her writing. And then we have my book of the month that came from Hanover, Pennsylvania, not Germany. This box looks a little bit different. You can actually get up to 5 books in your book of the month box. No, I did not do that because I didn't. So yeah, this box is different than usual, which is fascinating. These kind of boxes I can break down. The other ones I struggle with breaking down, like it takes a lot more work. One with this, you just need scissors. Okay, so My choice for my book of the month, well, both of these you could have as a choice. So this one is Wayward by Amelia Hart. This is I Am Wayward and Wild Inside. So 2019, 1619, and 1942. So weaving together the stories of 3 extraordinary women across 5 centuries. Wayward is an astounding debut and an enthralling novel of female resistance. I don't think this is straight up historical. I think there might be some like magic involved there. And then the other one is like a straight up historical, and this is The Last Russian Doll by Christian Loesch, and this is a haunting epic novel about betrayal, revenge, and redemption that follows 3 generations of Russian women from the 1917 revolution to the last days of the Soviet Union, and the enduring love story at the center. So again, I love multi-generational, and yeah, Russia, cool. And the bookmark is I'm a great judge of characters, which I do think I am. But see, this is what the book of the month box looks like now. But I am going to get back into reading Betty. I'm gonna send you 15-minute reading sprints, and Daisy Jones on the 6th comes out at 7 o'clock, which is in a little less than an hour now. I'm not gonna watch right at 7 because I will be reading, but I'll probably start the first episode when I'm eating my dinner at 7:30, and that will be literally like the next clip. Okay, let's do that reading update. I'm gonna tell y'all, you need to be emotionally ready before you pick up this book. This is very rough. It's a tough read, but I read 91 pages today, so I am at 49% of the way through, and yeah, I'm loving it. It is a great book, but it's just not hitting that 5-star quality. I think it has to do with the plot, maybe. I don't know. Like, I don't know why it's not hitting a 5 stars. It's not hitting that quality, but it's still fantastic. It's a great book. So let's see what tabs I have here. We start on page 148. So yeah, with deckled edges, it's only so hard to see where your tabs are. It looks like I only have 1 tab here today, which is one for writing. And yeah, it's hard to turn the pages when they're deckled. I love the way deckled edges look, but like they're difficult for actually flipping pages and doing the tabs and all that. Like, it's hard to see the tabs. So this one is, okay, so the guy saying it has a stutter, so I'm not going to read it like I'm stuttering. So you can find all kinds of things in Rocks Betty. They're more than just hard things. They're beautiful. And I just thought that quote was really nice, because you can always find beauty in every single thing. I don't care what, there's beauty. And even just little dull things like rocks, like some people might think they're dull, so that there's always, okay, how he was saying how he thinks they're like the oldest thing ever. This is a little kid talking, by the way. And yeah, it's just, yeah, I'm really emotional after reading this too. I got all the way to part 3, and it's a very emotional read. As I said, it's really tough, so do be aware and be sure to look up those trigger warnings. None of this stuff is really something that would like set me in a downward spiral, but I know some of this stuff would mess with some people's minds, so do look into that. But I am going to start Daisy Jones, and I'm gonna get a snack. I'm not gonna have like a full-on dinner because I still feel pretty full from, I had Taco Bell earlier. Before that I had pizza rolls, and then I had a big breakfast, so I'm just gonna snack some and start Daisy Jones. I hope it goes well, because I'm super nervous, because I just saw all these changes they've made from the book, like how certain characters meet. They took out the bass player like all together and like rearranged who plays what instrument, and I'm like, the bass is my favorite instrument. How can you like that's only as bass players get pushed aside. But I am going to go do all that. Did watch the first episode of Daisy Jones on the 6th. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad, but like, I do wish I was as cool as Daisy. That being said, for the book, I've talked about this on my channel for years. The characters are not likable people, but they are enjoyable to read from. So there's that. I don't know. With the casting, I loved Sam Claflin like 10 years ago. That's Finnick Odair. That was my guy. I have a poster of him on the wall in the other room. But here, I feel like he just doesn't look the part. When I was reading the book, I was imagining, I don't know the actor's name, but Russell from Almost Famous. And obviously that movie came out like 20 years ago, so like the guy like wouldn't even look like that if he played Billy. I was like, is that his name? But that is who like I pictured while reading this, and like I feel like it's not the same vibe like at all. Yeah, so I wish I was as cool as Daisy though. I think she just looks so cool. And so much of this I feel like is so inspired by Pamela DeBar, who I've read from on here. Like I've read one of her books, and we know I love Pamela DeBar. Queen. Yes. Icon for me. And I feel like so much of the story was inspired by her for Daisy's character early on, of when she was a groupie and before she became the somebody and all that. Just very cool. And because this book, when I first read this book, I read it the release day, it changed my life. But we're gonna get into Opal and Nev now. My camera is dying, so I am going to end the vlog here. So leave a musical instrument emoji down below if you made it all the way through the video. And as always, comment, rate, and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that notification bell to be notified when all my videos go live. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!